What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review the debut album by Pussycat Dolls lead singer Nicole Scherzinger. Basically, this product is called Killer Love, and it came out this particular product came out in the late winter of 2011. So the thing about this particular product here is just the fact that, the Pussycat Dolls lead singer Nicole Scherzinger, the Pussycat Dolls lead singer Nicole Scherzinger basically had a couple albums in like the 2000s with like the Pussycat Dolls album from 2005, then later Doll Domination from 2008. Now she was going to go solo in 2007, but the album got scrapped around that time. She did drop some singles. It's unfortunate. If there was like a scrapped album or something like that, I'd probably review that because it seems interesting. I want to say she dropped like a song with T.I. called Whatever You Like, which is not the one from 2008, but she nabbed that particular idea of a song before T.I. particularly did it, so some good type fare for that. I like the impact of that within the pitch behind, but I just look within the tone as far as saying it would be nice if there was some sort of unofficial product to review within that aspect, just 9 or 10 songs, something within that fare. But I think it's going to be called like Her Name is Nicole, pitches like that. But this particular album came out in like the process of late 2010, early 2011, has some EDM type fare about it, very much like an early 2010s type product. Has some good aspects of that particular sound. Is the aspect of when you think of songs that were popping around that time by folks like Pitbull and Tayo Cruz and Katy Perry, folks like that, has a lot of similarities within that particular fashion. Very trendy, very vicious within the aspects as far as what's going to happen. Is pretty much like the Carly Rae Jepsen album, just the aspect of really getting turned up for a pop singer, and definitely for considering the fact it's actually to like the point that Nicole Scherzinger probably gets pretty tore up. Not to say that she actually does in terms of like drinkage and pitches like that, but it's the concept. When you listen to this music, it's definitely like a pretty blistering type one to really have like some Friday, Thursday nights as far as what's first gonna happen. So it's just in the pitch as far as saying is the aspect of really having like a throw-in time, this real social bite within the particular pitch behind it, more so than a normal pop album, especially around that particular time as far as what's first gonna happen. Just look after within the tone. And the thing about it is, this is a pretty beefy album with that on top of the pitch. There's basically at least 17 original songs on here, which there's actually 18, but one of which is a remix to Right Now as far as what's first gonna happen. Some good guests on here: Enrique Iglesias, 50 Cent, Sting, some of those type of folks for us. The fair is going to happen, so it's just a good product to like the pitch of Snail's vibes about it. So this particular product is basically going to get a classic score here just in the pitch, just the viciousness about it. This is a product that I did mess with minorly back in the day, but I just didn't pay its full bound kind of attention. But this is definitely some excellent type fare. It's not like it's not to say it wasn't good. It's just kind of the product that it feels like this particular product just came and went, and it's the same thing with her second album. Nicole Scherzinger did drop a second album in 2014, and it's pretty good pitch to kind of get that there. But I look after it. I don't know if Pussycat Dolls ever put out like a third album. They might have. I know that like there was someone, I don't know if it was Fifth Harmony, but one of those particular type folks that was similar to Pussycat Dolls, I don't remember, it might have been like Cherish or one of those type ones. Someone particular, oh yeah, I think it was Danity Kane. Danity Kane came back in 2014, so there's some type ones within those pitches. But I know Nicole Scherzinger attempted to have a further kind of music, Nicole Scherzinger attempted to have further music outs with like the pitch of possibly, I don't know if it was about putting out a third album, but there were some singles kind of within the mix behind it. So it's the pitch behind it. But yeah, classic album here. Basically recommend every song. Just simple enough fashion. It's this blistering type of appeal. This really hits the nail on the head within the aspect. So go ahead and talk about the 4 singles here. But basically just the concept. Just understand that, like I said, recommending every single song is just the pitch. So this might be a lengthy review because I just have to hop towards it just to remember all these just in the pitch, because it is 18 within the blistering type of appeal of it. But Poison was the first single. It's like a vicious kind of pop step out. I had to say here, just reminds of like a movie sequence, something that you would have caught out of a movie out of 2010, 2011, some of those type fares within the pitch behind it. Just enjoying like the dance craze. It has to say definite song for some drink stuff. So it just feels like something ripped out of like a Mission Impossible movie and like some social step out, something like James Bond type fare where they'd be at like some sort of night mingle, something like that, tuxedo type music just in the fair. Just a real nice Friday, Saturday type step out. Reminds of like Kid Cudi, some of those type folks that just had that particular where it just reminds more of like the more sports bar Wingstop type scene, but it's just within the pitch of just having a little bit more gracefulness about it with more enriched type flavors. So it's just kind of the concept of just getting that more typical. It's not like there are songs on here for like the tore upness of just pounding shots, some of that type fair dance night and just EDM type ones, but this is a particular one that just feels like more big wig kind of Hollywood type appeal within it. And there's another song that's like that. The title track Killer Love is pretty similar within that movie sequence type appeal. But Poison definitely does that. Don't Hold Your Breath is the second single. It's like a vintage kind of early 2010s taste of EDM makeshift commute. Don't Hold Your Breath is like a vintage kind of early 2010s taste of EDM makeshift commute. I had to say here, just some SFW fun as far as this first gonna happen. So it's just the more typical type one. Feels like something that like Cobra Starship would have done, or Pitbull in certain senses, and folks like that catch it within a more kind of laid back type aspect. It's kind of one for more coworker type fare. Just the concept of just some unwind, more in like maybe Tuesday, Wednesday type fare, where maybe you do get a little bit crunk, but still within the pitch of having more things to report to as far as those fares gonna happen. So it's just a good concept. So this is a pretty good blue collar album within the aspect behind it. It has the aspect of just having that craze type factor, but then switching to flip mode, basically being two-toned within the pitch as far as having your here a lot, having your day life and night life just within the pitch behind it, but just the concept of not really blurring those lines in terms of having problems. So it's just a good pitch. It's a pretty good just juggle as far as being able to do this, as far as saying, yeah, you have some night type fare, these places that you're visiting routinely, restaurants, night fare, dance clubs, pitches like that, but also the product of this, having like the rainy day. I mean, this is a pretty moody type product, which is an awesome aspect as well. It just really nails the appeal, pretty similar to like Adele, and like folks like that. There's someone else that particularly does that. I don't remember his full bound, but just folks like Adele, some of those type fairs just within the pitch of having that day fair just amidst like the Traverse. Now this was not like a huge album in terms of the aspect. I want to say the biggest song off this album was Right There, which was like a top 40 single, but still pretty good within the rhythmic charts and dance charts as far as those fairs gonna happen. So it's just a good shot in the arm, has the commercial type appeal, just not the number ones, number threes, like she was with Pussycat Dolls. So it's just the pitch, but some good type stuff here. Just a good nice one for like makeshift type fare and like a night step out. But yeah, like I was saying, juggles the day fair, night fair. Right there, like I was saying, right there is probably the largest song on here. Now this has two versions of the song on here. One is without 50 Cent, one particular one has him, both of which is the same production fares as the remix. The one with 50 Cent is not any different, just has two 50 Cent verses, but recommend both versions. So that's the concept about this particular song. But yeah, looking after here, right there is like a rhythmic kind of dance club bubbler. I'd have to say, real nice one just with the pitch, just a bust a move, kind of get loose type song within the pitch behind it. Just typical kind of dance night hit to kind of get within those tones. So this is a little bit more of one for like a cut loose just with the pitch. I mean, not quite as vicious, not quite as big wig as like Poison within the pitch, but definitely a nice one that just kind of, I mean, this has a little bit more summery flavor. Right there has a little bit more balmy kind of springtime green out kind of something. Right there just has a little bit more balmy kind of green out kind of springtime and summery type flavor within the pitch behind it. It's a little bit more exotica type drink type fare within the pitch behind it. Malibu, some of those type pitches within the tone. Just a good nice concept kind of get for some of that type fare. Just good aspect there. Real nice gem. Just works within the appeal. This real nice song to get loose to within some of those type pitches. Just works within the appeal behind it. Seems like a pretty recent song that 50 Cent was on within the concept of him back in his charting days. Now this was only a top 40 single, but it's just a good look as like a reminder of like, now, both Nicole Scherzinger and 50 Cent were kind of huge back in 2005, so it's just a good reminder of like probably one of the more recent songs that has in like the relative fashion for one of their bigger hits around that particular time. It's not, now 50 Cent is filthy rich within those particular tones, and Nicole Scherzinger's definitely done some big stuff. It's just within the pitch for folks who maybe not remember songs like, maybe for folks who don't remember songs like Don't You Wish Your Girlfriend Was Hot Like Me, and some of those type of songs like Beep, and some of those type ones off of Pussycat Dolls and 50 Cent songs, some of that type of it's a good type pitch. So I'm not going to talk about the remix with the description, but it just basically has 50 Cent on there, and he enhances the song as well as good type pitch. But Wet is the fourth single. It's another nice one here. It's like a snarling kind of trendy show out song to kind of get here to some show out snaz. It's a great 1-2 punch with like the dance singles. I'd have to say it goes great with Right There, Poison, some of those type ones. This one particularly reminds me of Lady Gaga. There's some ones. Poison definitely reminds me of Lady Gaga. Songs like Bad Romance, some of those type pitches. Wet, Poison, some of those type ones. There are some similarities like trendy kind of folks out of the late 2000s, early 2010s, some of that type fare. There's some ones that remind me of Katy Perry on here, and there's some ones that remind me of Lady Gaga within the pitch. That's that sort of kind of alternative snaz and flamboyant kind of more like fashionista type vibes within the pitch behind it. Some good type fashion, but Wet's definitely one within that. It's typical kind of trendy, kind of snazzy promo night type appeal within the pitch behind it. So it's just some good type fares, but that's some good type aspects. So yeah, like I was saying, every song off this album I recommend just within the full blown fashion of it. So it's just within the tone as far as saying. So I will say that maybe there's like a minor song that I was kind of halfway on the fence about. I mean, for the most part, it's not going to match the score, but just to say Amen Jenna, which is kind of an interesting title within those pitches. But I look after that, it was almost kind of an almost song. I do like the appeal behind that one, but it's just within the pitch, just the offness. I probably would listen to that on like a more moody type day within the pitch. It was just kind of the concept that, I mean, I would say for the most part, it's a good enough type song to say I just recommend this album full blown, but it's just within the pitch, it's just kind of one I was Yeah, I would say I recommend that one. So it's within the pitch. But yeah, just looking at some of these songs here, there are some moody type ones, like I was saying, some good type appeals for some of these. Like Powers Out is a good example. The song with Sting is real nice for that. It's like a nice malaise groove to kind of get in like a bruised evening activity, kind of get here, just a simmering, kind of calmer slag within the pitch behind it. So it's just kind of the pitch of like some of these type ones, like Powers Out, Heartbeat Remix, Desperate, Everybody. Some of these type ones that's have the particular type of appeal of like kind of some post-grunge type slag within it. It's a good concept to get some of those post-grunge type ones if you like folks like Papa Roach and like Trapped and some of those type folks that would do that simmering kind of 4:30, 5:30 p.m. type pitch, like Orange Red Skies, some of that type fair in like a summery type sense. Pretty summery type album within the pitch. Definitely like some ferocious type step out was just in the pitch of bringing some of that slag that you would get from like a post-grunge day and then just taking like a social aspect. So it's just kind of the tone of just not so much backyard and just more summer stretch kind of neighborhood type appeals as much as just being around social aspects and just kind of some comedy, just kind of taking that post-grunge kind of slag of like neighborhood and then just applying it to like being out in public within the pitch. So some good type tones, I would say. Like Powers Out definitely does that. Kind of within the pitch of like car commerce pitches like that as well, I'd have to say. Heartbeat Remix is a pretty nice one as well. This has Enrique Iglesias on there. It's a good type pitch for that. It's like a spicy kind of evening gab to kind of get here, just grab some food. Good song to grab some food with Bell as far as those pitch can happen, just kindle some loudness as far as those aspects can happen, just kind of spark up some good times within the pitch behind it, just kind of warm up as far as those pitch can go, warm up with some ladies as far as those pitch can happen, just a stock kind of moody dance heat to kind of get within those aspects as far as those pitches can go. So it's just good type product of it. This is one of those type ones. I mean, Enrique Iglesias is pretty good at these type ones, and just more smoky kind of romantic niceness within tone, just where it would be more candlelight type appeal, some of that type fare. It's just within the pitch as far as saying it's kind of a product of just something that feels like a Sunday type romance within the pitch or Monday type romance, just beginning of the week type fare. It's kind of more amidst like personal life type fare within the pitch behind it. So it's just a little bit more caught up within the pitch, but it's a good type tone kind of get some of these type ones as far as step out within the fare of that. Does within the aspect of some step out. There's some songs on here for like some more moody type fashions in terms like a little bit more brooding kind of makeshift type appeal. Casualty and Amma and Jenna are like that. So Casualty is like a brooding and remorseful kind of yucky day kind of commerce that I'd say. Is Down in the Dumps kind of Traverse that I'd say here. Just kind of some glaze about that within the pitch. So it's just some ones that just feel like more kind of just like kind of some songs that just feel like acquiescing and pitches like that. Just kind of more sober upkeep within the pitch behind it. Just kind of some sober type upkeep of having realizations and pitches like that, just amidst like the makeshift kind of push of like a day type fare. So it's just a little bit more maybe gusty type days, pitches like that, just in the tone and just like some good type reflect as far as those pairs can happen. Casualty definitely does that, and Amma and Jenna does that as well. So Amma and Jenna is like a sobering and piercing kind of day traffic. I'd say about this one, just some real talk vibes about it here. This just kind of feels like one you'd listen to in like a more morose type fashion, like maybe the death has recently happened or did something within that pitch, or just kind of an eye opener within the pitch as far as saying that just a little bit more. I mean, the production fair of it definitely feels more grave than like the concept what the lyrics kind of have within the pitch behind it. Just feels a little bit more kind of just serious talk within the pitch behind it. Just some ambient kind of brooding, I would say here, just a nice tone to kind of get. So it's a good concept kind of have for some of this moroseness, just with the factor kind of doing it. I mean, it just has it in like a makeshift kind of push, but it just does where it just feels like the vibes of this particular song just have for more than just like the typical just heartache as far as this pitch kind of have. So it's just good type tone, but those are some nice ones. I did like the Glaze Frolic of Tomorrow Never Dies. It's like an evening makeshift unwind to kind of get here. Just some golden kind of summer basket, I'd say. Snackage song I would definitely feel like with some hangout type fashion with fellas as far as this first going to happen. Just good slag song for that particular mix. It's just good type fare. It's probably just the typical fashion, just being disappointed that summer's almost over. Just some late August kind of golden just glaze about just with the pitch behind just some typical type aspects that just like damn, you know. It's another reflect type song within the pitch, but just like a little bit of frolic within the fare behind it. Say Tomorrow Never Dies is one that reminds me of Katy Perry, just some of those type hops from one of the boys in like her 2010 album as far as those first albums. So it's just kind of a summary type frolic within the pitch. It's very golden type song, good type sparky type one. Now look after, I would say some of these type, definitely recommend getting like the deluxe edition because once again these songs continue to hit with some good type pitches. Tomorrow Never Dies is a deluxe song. Trust Me I Lie is a nice one as well. Trust Me I Lie is like a rainy day kind of dance club turnout to kind of get here. Just typical day fare with like an SFW cut loose in mind as far as this pitch can happen. Just overall hot type song kind of gets. It's just within the pitch as far as saying. So Trust Me I Lie is just one of those particular type ones that dislike some relief of just like a relative lengthy day within the pitch as far as this first kind of happen. Just kind of day fare just within the concept of disc. Cutting loose, getting to the dance floor, just saying screw it for today as far as this pitch can happen. Just kind of the pitch of just still possibly realizing that it may be more Tuesday type music more so than Friday type music, but it's just within the pitch of just the concept of like the typical kind of just grid of like the concept of what particularly goes on. Just, typical kind of blue collar makeshift just within the aspect of it, but Good rainy day kind of makeshift cut loose as far as those fares can happen. So it's a good excellent fare for that particular conduct. This product, though, like Workaday, some excellent aspects, but that's a good type of appeal. Desperate is a nice one as well. It's like a simmering kind of late day club ambience. Kind of get here to some post grunge malaise that had to say in like a social spot. I suppose about this particular one. Just good some post grunge malaise that had to say in like a social spot. I would say about that, and just a good song to chillax to as far as those fares can happen. So it's just good type tone. Yeah, just that particular aspect, like that post-grunge type feel, just the slag of it, just more like a social spot, just more indoor type noise about that particular feel, and just taking that product to something Trapped or Papa Roach, some of those type folks, other folks like that, Blink-182 in certain senses, some of those type folks, just a more social venue type aspect behind, so it's a good indoor type activity for that neighborhood type appeal. Same thing with Everybody, I had to say here, some of these type songs remind me of Akon within the pitch as well, particularly Everybody kind of reminds me of Akon within that pitch, just the female version, what Akon would have done with one of those type ones from 2008, 2009. It's like a glazed kind of evening rumination kind of get here, just a post-grunge-esque kind of feel. I'd say just simple relief from Dave Fair as far as those pitch kind of happen. So just kind of a concept of, so yeah, I would say Everybody's just within that pitch of just that post-grunge type glaze, but just in the fair, just 5 o'clock p.m., 6 o'clock p.m. type slag within it. Killer Love, the title track, some of these type ones more in a club type sense takes it back to that particular fair. Killer Love, the title track's like a snazzy kind of stunt night and feeling good, kind of bright lights, embrace, kind of get here, just some day shift relief once again. It's kind of within the aspect, this goes really excellently with like a 1-2 punch with like the first song you hear, Poison. I want to say Killer Love is like the second song you hear, so it's just from the pitch, some Lady Gaga type fair within the pitch behind it. It's kind of the pitch behind just like movie sequence type of snaz, just from the aspect, it's more big wig kind of blue blood type step out, just a little bit more kind of, this feels like Chardonnay type music more within the pitch, more so than beers and kind of more Jack Daniels, but it's just a good aspect kind of get for some of these type of appeals. So yeah, Killer Love just has a little bit more. So yeah, Killer Love, the title track, just has more blue blood type step out within the pitch. This reminds me of something that Florence and the Machine would kind of do, just with a little bit more dance club in mind within the pitch. Just a snazzy type one, just very much within like the debonair type Lady Gaga type appeal of it, just more in rich type fashion. It's a good type tone for some of that step out. Once again, great 1-2 punch with Poison. Club Banger Nation's another one that has similarities to Lady Gaga. I'd have to say it's like a consistent snarl for like Dance Night Craze. I'd say just a grand album cut. I would definitely say here, and just kind of some long wind as far as those pitch can happen. So this is pretty long-winded type album. It's an excellent aspect to kind of see that Nicole Scherzinger is pretty long-winded within the pitch, just having blockades of these just from the pitch. Like I said, juggling the aspect between like the day fair and night fair, not just doing it with 2 or 3 songs, but more with like 7 or 8 or even more than that. It's just a good type pitch of being two-tone, just having the aspect of being able to nail it. So some good type aspects. Club Banger Nation's just a further kind of club hitter, just with a hit behind it. Just good type potential. Now I don't know if I talk about Try With Me. I think I was kind of mildly talking about, I don't know if I talk about it with the description, but Try With Me is like a jury kind of makeshift fog kind of get here, just an early 2010s reminder of like Katy Perry, I'd say, from those times, particularly like songs like E.T. and some of those makeshift type ones off of the I forget the Teenage Confection, something like that. Her 2010 album, I'd have to say, it's like a social kind of slow dance type song, kind of get within the pitch. So it's a romantic type one, just kind of a one that just kind of feels like one. It kind of starts off slower, but then it goes to like a typical kind of brewer, just like the fashion, like some EDM type noise, trying to do like 2011, 2012. It's a good type pitch for that particular one, but just the product of this typical type fog within the aspect of this like makeshift type fair, just a jury, but just kind of the concept of this routine kind of night of just social bite within it. So it's just further type product, some of that type fare. I think there's at least one more song I'm not sure if I talked about. So Say Yes is another one. This reminds me of like a female kind of Tayo Cruz, I'd have to say here. Just basic, bubbly, kind of early 2010s dance heat, I'd have to say about this particular song. It's very hot ticket to kind of get. It's kind of the product. If you like some of those type ones like Dynamite by Tayo Cruz, some of those type pitches, Flow Rida, some of those type folks that were kind of doing that particular fair, it's just from the aspect it's very trendy to like 2010, 2011, some of that type pitch. Just feels ripped out of those eras. Cobra Starship, bunch of those folks that just had the particular just dance night of those particular crazes. So if you're hearing songs like Give Me Everything, some of those type pitches, and Party Rock Anthem within some of those type fairs by LMFAO and Pitbull, some of those type folks within pitches, good further type product to get with some of those particular fairs. It's excellent type fairs. It's not to downplay those particular ones, just within pitch, that it just goes hand in hand with like that particular early 2010s night of just blitzer as far as those pitches can have. So it's good type tone. So yeah, this album gets a 10 out of 10 with the pitch. I think I talked about every song on here. The social score I'm going to go ahead and give like a 9.75, 2 out of 10. I would give it a 10, but I feel like this album just didn't do as hugely casually. Maybe these songs were huger on like the dance charts as far as those appeals can happen. Nicole Scherzinger definitely went all out and was able to nail these with the two-tone type aspect that that it's not always that folks are able to nail. It has the makeshift songs, has the step-out songs, does it within a fun aspect. It's not a square album within the pitch, so it definitely has the blitzers on here, and it does it with an SFW type formats of making it where it's kind of both ways, but it's just kind of the pitch as far as saying that for some reason these songs just didn't catch on as full bounce they needed to. Like Like the biggest song was right there. It's just a top 40 single. The biggest song according to Spotify only had like 70 million plays. So it just feels like this album could have been larger. She really didn't put out further albums very much, apart from apart from like a largely quieter album in 2014. Was just in the pitch that it was just kind of the product that Pussycat Dolls had kind of dried up by this point in 2011. So it's just in the pitch. It just feels like some folks may not have remembered her. But still some good type fare. I do recommend it highly. 9.75 social. So in terms of the future, like I was saying, Nicole Scherzinger has supposedly not been around since 2014. Maybe she has like some unofficial products or something like that. If I could find that 2007 one or just other fairs like that, I'd review some more of these. But I am going to review the 2014 project and eventually get that Pussycat Dolls 2008 album that I still haven't reviewed. Some good type pitches. Classic album here, just in the pitch, kind of underappreciated, but still excellent and definitely worth checking out and just ignoring like the casual kind of lack of reception for it.